It is a new year, and at the start of the new year, a new mayoral administration, as Zohran Mamdani is sworn in as the city's 112th mayor.
He is making history as the city's first Muslim mayor, first South Asian mayor, and at the age of 34, he is the youngest mayor in over a century. The pomp and circumstance all started outside City Hall this morning as the mayor and his wife, Rama, arrived in a yellow cab. Mamdani embraced the driver before walking hand in hand with Rama ahead of his star-studded inauguration ceremony.
It lasted just over 2 hours, with some of the most prominent names in politics lending their voices to welcome Mamdani to the job. We have team coverage of today's historic events. Jennifer Bisram is live at City Hall with more on the first-of-its-kind block party celebrating Mayor Mamdani. But let's begin with political reporter Marcia Kramer. She was out at City Hall all day and has a full recap of the ceremony.
Marcia. I can't tell you how cold it was.
Yeah.
It was a resolute speech from a man who made a lot of campaign promises. Promises he says he has the courage and the convictions to keep as he changes the culture of City Hall and city government.
If you are a New Yorker, I am your mayor.
Zohran Mamdani stood before a crowd of 4,000 in City Hall Plaza and many more who packed the Canyon of Heroes on a bitter cold day to say that he will keep his campaign promises.
We will transform the culture of City Hall from one of no to one of how.
And the 34-year-old new mayor made it clear he will be true to the values that got him elected.
I was elected as a democratic socialist, and I will govern as a democratic socialist.
It was an inauguration unlike those of the past, geared to the working people of New York and those who find it hard to make ends meet.
As we go marching, marching.
Lucy Dacus sang the labor anthem, Bread and Roses. Broadway star Mandy Patinkin led a chorus from Staten Island's PS 22 and Over the Rainbow. And Mamdani's leftist heroes, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders, gave passionate speeches about workers' rights and affordability.
New York, thank you for inspiring our nation.
Sanders' biggest applause came when he talked about the need to tax the rich.
Demanding that the wealthy and large corporations start paying their fair share of taxes is not radical. It is exactly the right thing to do.
Mamdani, who has come under fire from many Jewish New Yorkers for refusing to say that Israel should be a Jewish state, appeared to offer an olive branch, or at least an attempt to say he comes from the same place they do.
Where else could a Muslim kid like me grow up eating bagels and lox every Sunday?
Many in the crowd were volunteers in Mamdani's March to Victory, wearing blue and yellow hats with Zohran emblazoned on the front. But Mamdani, who became an international sensation with his come from behind victory, made it clear that he intends to use his fame to get his agenda accomplished.
So standing together with the wind of purpose at our backs, we will do something that New Yorkers do better than anyone else. We will set an example for the world.
Now, it's not going to be easy for Mayor Mamdani to accomplish all of his goals. Governor Hochul, who was in the audience, is going to be the key to his success, and she faces a tough re-election campaign. And her Republican opponent will be looking to criticize her for everything she does to help Mamdani succeed. Guys?
Well, Marcia, it's hard to believe, but this is the 10th mayoral inauguration that you've covered.
It is the 10th.
As you know, these speeches set the tone for the administration. What specifically stood out to you today about Mamdani's tone, about the things he prioritized?
Well, I think that he wanted to say that he wants to be the mayor for all New York. And what he said was, although, you know, there are a lot of people who are concerned about him, police are concerned about him, Jewish New Yorkers are concerned about him, but he said that he will protect you. I am going to protect everyone. And I think that stood out for me. Also, what I thought was interesting is that he went to great lengths to say nice things about Eric Adams, who was his predecessor, and as you know, was doing things right up until like the 11th, 12th hour to try to make it more difficult for him to do his job.
Yeah, at least they'd want to be stuck in the elevator together. Wasn't that the joke he said?
That was the joke he said. But just right before he lost his, left office, he decided he was going to appoint a charter change commission that would change how people are elected. And that instead of having people elected by party, it would be everybody in the same thing. So I think it would be, you know, having a nonpartisan election would make it more difficult for Mayor Mamdani to get reelected if that goes through.
Yep.
Well, once again, wonderful job out there. I'm glad you made it back in one piece. I know it was so cold out there for all of our crews. Really, it was something.
Our crews did an amazing job.
They really
Thank
did.
you, Marcia.
Thank you. After the pomp and circumstance, Mayor Mamdani's supporters, well, they gathered for a block party.
The crowds lined up for blocks along the Canyon of Heroes, starting at Liberty Avenue and ending at City Hall. That's where we find Jennifer Bisram. She's been on the streets all day, speaking with excited constituents. Jennifer.
Hi there, ladies. Yeah, despite the brutal cold today, thousands of New Yorkers braved the weather, the long lines, all just to get a front row seat of history.
No matter what you eat, how you pray, or where you come from, the words that most define us are the two we all share: New Yorkers.
And just like that, history was made. Zohran Mamdani was sworn in as the 112th mayor of New York City this New Year's Day, becoming the first Muslim, South Asian, and youngest mayor to lead New York City in over a century.
With the state of the world today, I think it's important for people to come together when you have this type of outlook, because it can be hard.
A testament to civic spirit, thousands braved the bitter cold, wrapped in layers and long lines to witness history at City Hall. From City Hall Park to the Canyon of Heroes, where a block party filled with big screens, police presence, and entertainment marked a new era in New York City.
I'm from Steinway, just like him, so it's nice to know that, you know, a mayor, anyone from the city can be from where you're from. So I'm very proud. I'm very proud of him. I love what Zohran stands for.
It's really amazing. It's amazing to see somebody that looks like me.
I'm cold and I'm happy. Cold and happy? Yes, absolutely. Why? Because it's a new day, because we got a new mayor.
Braving the cold for like a better New York, for a new future. So yeah, just feeling really optimistic.
I mean, everything that he's talking about, everything that he's promising us, you know, we're hoping he follows through and everything. And he's just like a candidate for hope.
Mayor Mamdani's speech inspiring those in the crowd hungry for change.
We thought it was wonderful. I mean, it gave us the hope that we needed. Also, just him talking about that this will not be a divided city, a tale of two cities, that it's going to be united, one. I think we're excited for that.
And while many thought Mayor Mamdani would come and walk out during, or I should say along the Canyon of Heroes to greet those people who came to the block party, he did not. He actually just got straight to work and held a press conference about an hour or so later. Now, as for what people thought about his speech, we'll have much more of that coming up at 6. But for now, we are live from City Hall. Jennifer Bisram, CBS News, New York.
All right, Jennifer, thank you.
The city's new controller, Mark Levine, was also officially sworn in today. He shared his vision for New York.
Our city today is booming for people at the top, but it's getting tougher and tougher for working families to pay their rent, to find a job with a living wage, and yes, Mr. Mayor, to find affordable child care. A comptroller must use the tools of the office to close this gap, and I will.
Levine, who spent the last 3 years as Manhattan's borough president, took his oath of office before addressing the crowd.
Also some emotional moments as Jumaane Williams was sworn in as the public advocate, a position that he's actually held since 2019. He teared up while delivering a passionate speech about what he would tell his younger self.
Little black boy, you were worth it, and you always were. And without any titles, you were enough. You were always enough. And you deserve to accept love, and you deserve to be protected. And I'm honored to be here to help create a city that's worthy of that for you. And I'm so proud of you.
And as you can see there, the crowd showed their support by cheering and giving Williams a standing ovation.
Mayor Mamdani was first sworn into office during a private ceremony just after midnight. Inside the long-shuttered City Hall subway station with his hand on a Quran, Mamdani took the oath administered by New York Attorney General Letitia James.
Raise your right hand. Great day in New York City and for the nation to swear in Zohran Mamdani and in a decommissioned subway station, a subway station that was once grand and beautiful. And we've got to get back to that, building grand and great things here in the city of New York so that individuals can afford to live here and stay here.
This should be exactly.
Mamdani also paid the city clerk a $9 fee to cover the cost of filing the oath. He also signed the city register, which verifies his signature on all other city documents moving forward.
And during that private ceremony, Mayor Mamdani used a centuries-old Quran from the New York City Public Library that once belonged to Arturo Schomburg, along with one that is a family heirloom passed down from his grandfather. Today, when he was sworn in in front of City Hall, Mamdani used both his grandfather's and his grandmother's Qurans.
Our coverage of the inauguration continues later in the newscast. Coming up at 5:30, from the Upper West Side to Staten Island, a city divided between hope for change and fear of the unknown. What New Yorkers say Mayor Mamdani needs to do on day one and the message they want him to hear right now. And then at 6 o'clock, in his first move as mayor, Mamdani announced Mike Flynn as the new transportation commissioner. Will Flynn be able to implement the mayor's ambitious plans for the city's buses and subways? Tim McNicholas has that story coming up tonight at 6. You can find all of our special coverage from today's inauguration on our website, including the mayor's full speech. Just head to cbsnewyork.com.